And real quick, this video, foreign filmmakers, right? Okay, now Werner Herzog, this guy, I must say, in terms of filmmaking, beyond horror, documentaries, period movies, just in general, this dude definitely is a I don't know how to say it. I would say iconoclastic. Oh, they said it for me. Iconoclastic. The idea of that he made so many different kinds of films with big budgets, with no budgets, on video, on topics from totally removed all over the world. Even the acting jobs he's done. This guy is such an impressive man. Uh, I can't say enough about him, separate from friggin' horror, right? And that's what I'm saying with the foreign directors. Now, Dario Argento, of course, always got acclaim, right? And as he should have. But the beauty of, like, let's say the 90s, especially, and it was the bootleg scene. I'm going to say it again. I mean, I know people get mad at this. It was the bootleg scene, okay? Most of the films these Euro horror guys did, Franco, Fulci, Rollin, right? All the other guys you could think of, Mario Bava, even Nashi, Paul Nashi, oh, my favorite of all. All these dudes, their movies were hacked to pieces when you rented them in the video stores. The bootleg scene, Midnight Video, other ones too. You could argue, that whether it was ethical or not. The bootleg scene is what kept these guys in the underground, in the cult, in the mind of where when these films were considered hack films. Fulci was a hack. Nobody liked these movies in the 80s or the 90s. They were just shit upon, except for the underground, okay? And the underground saw this stuff through the bootleg scene. I'm going to stick up for it because I was there, okay? The bootleg scene before the DVDs, before the rights, you could argue about these guys getting royalties. In the case of Rollin, right, the whole video, was it called, of Miami? I forgot the whole thing, what it was called, but it kept the uncut, it kept the mystique of these European directors going. When finally the DVDs came out and they had the proper rights and they probably got some money, the ones that were still alive, okay, or a recognition. It was because of that bootleg scene, okay? People are going to get mad at me saying that back then in the 90s. I don't care, okay? Cribbing off Japanese Laserdisc or taking source from different films and putting them together, making 2 or 3rd generation copies. It's all you had, okay, until the DVD stuff came along. And then all the work was sort of done for those people. Okay, other than like the interviews and the extras, and that really, then they started realizing, no, these guys were not hacks. Okay, especially and even more now with the passage of time. Okay, with this literal witch hunt narrative that must always be in everything, and these men were the antithesis of that. Okay, so I just wanted to give a credit to the bootleg scene, which kept these guys legends alive, even when some of them had passed from this world, where the DVD brought them back. And now you have you recognize how good these guys were, how original the stuff was, how much talented in terms of the atmosphere. The European guys, the Continentals especially, were never big on the strict, tight narrative. They were big on the atmosphere. They were big on the intangible things, okay? And just the visuals and and pushing the boundaries. It's just I'm just happy for these to get acclaimed after just being in the English speaking world for 30 years. They were considered hacks and no talents and horrible films. So, and I just wanted to make a little statement on that a lot of people aren't going to hear. I'm a weird dude, the age I'm at. So I feel like I'm 18 years old inside. I feel like I'm 100 years old in my spirit. But I'm somewhere in between that. Anyway, that's just my roundup for this. Went way too long again, but I had to get it out. So, Mr. Nashi, meeting him was one of the highlights of my fanboy life. I'll leave it at that. So, and that's horror films of the 70s.